The chapel bells of St. Patrick's Cathedral tolled like a death knell, vibrating through my ribs as I gripped the edge of the antique mirror in the bridal suite. My reflection stared back, eyes wide, lips painted a defiant red that suddenly felt like war paint, and in that split second, I knew. Today wasn't about forever. It was about the lie I'd been living for 3 years. Benjamin's cologne lingered on my skin from last night's rehearsal dinner, a musky promise of alpha devotion, but now it twisted in my gut like poison. I smoothed my vest, whispering to the empty room, "You can do this, Lucas." For him. For us. Outside, the streets of Midtown Manhattan buzzed with the indifferent chaos of New York. Taxis honking, tourists snapping selfies under the cathedral's Gothic spires, the scent of street vendor pretzels mixing with exhaust. It was June, the kind of sticky heat that made suits cling and heat simmer just below the surface for omegas like me. I'd met Benjamin at a rooftop bar in Chelsea 3 years ago, during Pride Month no less, when the city pulsed with rainbow flags and unapologetic joy. He was everything an Omega dreams of, 6'3", broad as a linebacker, with that easy alpha grin that could disarm a room. "Your trouble," he'd said, sliding onto the stool next to me, his knee brushing mine in a spark that ignited something feral. By dawn, we were tangled in his Brooklyn loft, his knot locking us together as he growled my name like a prayer. But dreams have cracks. Benjamin was a rising star at his law firm, defending corporate alphas against scent discrimination suits, while I scraped by as a freelance graphic designer, dodging heat suppressants that barely worked anymore. Our scents had blended perfectly at first, his cedar and smoke wrapping around my vanilla and storm, but lately, his touches felt obligatory, like checking a box. "You're my Omega, Luce," he'd murmur during our heats, but his eyes wandered to his phone, to late nights at the office. I told myself it was stress. The wedding was our reset button. The door burst open, and my best man, Riley, a beta with a mop of red curls and zero filter, barreled in, tucks rumpled like he'd wrestled a pigeon. "Dude, the crowd's feral. Your mom's already ugly crying, and Benjamin's pacing the altar like he's about to claim the whole damn congregation." He froze, sniffing the air. "Whoa, your scent's spiking." "You good?" I forced a laugh, but it came out brittle. "Just pre-wedding jitters." "Pass me the flask." Riley handed over the silver hip flask, stolen from his dad's liquor cabinet, and I took a swig of bourbon that burned like truth. "To bad decisions," I toasted, but my mind flashed to last week. Benjamin canceling our final tux fitting for an emergency deposition. I'd found a stray hair on his collar later, blonde. Not mine. Paranoia. I chalked it up. Omegas get clingy. It's biology. Down the aisle we went, organ music swelling like a tidal wave. The cathedral's stained glass painted the pews in jewel tones, friends and family a blur of supportive smiles. My dad, grizzled and quiet from our Jersey suburb, gave me a nod that said more than words. "You're brave, kid." Benjamin stood at the altar, resplendent in charcoal gray, his alpha presence filling the space like thunder. Our eyes met, and for a heartbeat, it was just us again, him pulling me into that first kiss under fireworks over the Hudson. The vows were a haze. Benjamin Hale, take the Lucas Reed, his voice steady, hand warm in mine. Rings exchanged, simple platinum bands etched with our intertwined initials. The priest beamed. "You may kiss the groom." Our lips met, soft and sure, his hand cupping my jaw. Applause erupted, petals raining down. Then, as we turned to face the congregation, my world tilted. Through the arched side door, meant for the receiving line, a figure slipped in, tall, lithe, with tousled dark hair and a scent that hit me like a slap. Omega. Not just any, his scent, laced with desperation and something achingly familiar. Theo. Benjamin's old college roommate. The one who'd crashed on our couch last month. Just for a night. They didn't see me. Benjamin had stepped aside for a quick word, murmuring to the best man to stall. But I followed, heart hammering, weaving through the throng of well-wishers. The vestibule was dim, incense-heavy, and there they were, Benjamin's arms wrapped around Theo's waist, pulling him close in a hug that was anything but platonic. Theo's face buried in Benjamin's neck, shoulders shaking with silent sobs, his fingers clutching Benjamin's lapels like a lifeline. Benjamin's lips moved against Theo's hair, words I couldn't hear, but the tenderness in his eyes, that was mine. Stolen. I froze, bouquet crushing in my fist. Silence roared in my ears, louder than the bells, then the laughter echoing from the nave. No scream, no shout, just the void where my future had been. My heat scent flared, bitter almonds of betrayal flooding the air, but they didn't notice. Benjamin's hand stroked Theo's back, a gesture so intimate it carved me hollow. Riley found me there, minutes later, my back against cold marble. Loose? The car's waiting for photos. His nose wrinkled. Shit. What's that smell? You okay? I straightened, forcing a smile that tasted like ash. Peachy. Let's go pretend. The rooftop reception at the plaza was a glittering farce. Crystal chandeliers casting rainbows over linen-draped tables. A jazz quartet crooning Sinatra under the stars. Manhattan sprawled below, a glittering beast indifferent to broken hearts. Guests toasted with vintage champagne. My mom gushed about grandkids, oblivious. Benjamin was the perfect host. Charming aunts and uncles, his arms slung possessively around my shoulders. But every brush of his fingers felt like sandpaper. Theo was there, of course, invited as a family friend. His seat at the edge of our table. He avoided my eyes, picking at his salmon, his scent muted by blockers but still whispering rival. During the cake cutting, Benjamin leaned in, breath hot on my ear. You look incredible. Loose. Can't wait to get you alone. His knot pressed against my thigh under the table, promise that now rang hollow. I excused myself to the powder room, splashing water on my face, staring at the man in the mirror who looked like a ghost. Why him? Theo, with his artist loft in Soho and easy laugh, had always hovered in Benjamin's stories, a what-if from their NYU days. I'd laughed it off, secure in my alpha's claim. But now, flashes, missed calls, late meetings, the way Benjamin's phone buzzed at odd hours. Back in the fray, the first dance loomed. Fly me to the moon, lilting from the speakers, Benjamin pulling me close, his body heat a cage. We swayed, his chin on my shoulder, murmuring, "This is it, Omega. You're mine." But as we spun, I caught Theo watching from the bar, glass in hand, eyes dark with something unspoken. Guilt? Longing? The song ended. Applause swelled. Benjamin kissed my temple, then slipped away for a quick call. I followed again, drawn like a moth. The service elevator dinged open to a shadowed alcove off the rooftop, potted palms rustling in the breeze. There, Benjamin and Theo, foreheads pressed together, Benjamin's hands framing Theo's face. "I can't do this," Benjamin whispered, voice cracking. Not to you. Not anymore. Theo's reply was a sob. Then don't. Leave him. We can. The words died as Benjamin kissed him. Not a peck. A deep, claiming press of lips. Alpha to Omega. The kind that sealed fates. My knees buckled. I gripped the wall, nails digging into plaster. Silence again. My scream trapped in my throat, as their scents mingled, cedar and vanilla, now tainted with Theo's sea salt and rain. I didn't confront them. Not then. Instead, I returned to the party, laughing at toasts, dancing with cousins, the bourbon flowing like denial. Hours blurred. Garter toss. Bouquet catch. Riley snagged it, whooping like an idiot. By midnight, guests trickled out, taxis queuing below. Benjamin found me on the balcony, arms wrapping from behind. Ready to start our life, mister. Hail, I turned, searching his face, those hazel eyes, once my harbor, now a storm. More than ever, I lied, my voice steady as steel. We tumbled into the presidential suite, petals strewn across the king bed, city lights painting our skin gold. He undressed me slowly, reverent, his mouth tracing vows on my collarbone. Love you, loose. His knot swelled inside me, locking us as I arched, chasing the high that might erase the hurt. But even in release, his whispers felt rehearsed, his gaze drifting to the shadows. Dawn crept in, gray and unforgiving. Benjamin snored softly beside me, mark fresh on my neck, a temporary claim, suppressants be damned. I slipped from the sheets, grabbing his phone from the nightstand. Password, our anniversary. Texts lit up like accusations. Theo, can't stop thinking about last night. The wedding. Killed me. Benjamin, me too. But Lucas. He's good. Deserves better than my mess. Theo, then let me be your better. Come to the loft. Please. Sent at 2:17 a.m. During our first dance. My chest caved. Not anger, grief. Raw and ripping. I dressed quietly, leaving the ring on the pillow like a grenade. The elevator ride down was eternity. Lobby staff cooed congratulations I ignored. Outside, the city awoke, steam rising from grates, vendors hawking coffee. I hailed a cab. Destination, nowhere. Just drive, I told the driver, an older alpha with kind eyes. He glanced in the rear view, scenting my distress. Rough night, kid. You could say that. He nodded, weaving through traffic. Heard that before. World's full of assholes who don't know what they got. Brooklyn Bridge loomed, cables humming like nerves. I watched the East River churn below, Omega instincts screaming to run, to hide, to find a new pack. But packs were illusions. I'd built mine on sand. The cab dropped me at my old studio in Williamsburg, sublet to a friend during the honeymoon. Keys shook in my hand as I let myself in. The space was tiny. Exposed brick, a Murphy bed, sketches pinned to walls from better days. I collapsed on the floor, phone buzzing. Benjamin, Riley, Mom. Ignored. Hours passed in numbness. Then a knock. Riley, bearing bagels and pity. Talk to me, loose. Your sense a goddamn crime scene. I broke then, words tumbling. The hug, the kiss, the texts. He cursed, hugging me fierce. That bastard. We burn his suits. Laughter bubbled. Unexpected. Tempting. We ate in silence, then plotted. No dramatics, no scene at the airport where Benjamin waited for our flight to Maui. Just absence. A ghosting more final than divorce. By evening, I texted Benjamin, need space. Wedding's off. Don't follow. Blocked him before the pleas came. Nights blurred into weeks. Heats came vicious. Solo in the studio. Suppressants failing as my body mourned the bond. Riley dragged me to bars. To therapy, group for Omega's post-breakup. Where stories echoed mine. Alphas who strayed. Omegas left scentless. One night, scrolling X, formerly Twitter. Benjamin's face popped up. Interview clip from his firm. Suit sharp. Smile polished. Excited for this new chapter, he said. I's not meeting the camera. Hashtag. Power couple no more trended locally. Speculation rife. I laughed. Bitter. Then cried. Theo's profile surfaced too. Art show invite in Soho. His paintings abstract swirls of blue and gray. Betrayal in brushstrokes. A mutual liked it. I didn't. Summer waned. Leaves turning in Central Park. I took a job at a design firm in Flatiron. Steady pay for freelance dreams. Dates? Disasters, betas too safe. Alphas too entitled. My sense settled. Vanilla softening to something resilient. Like salted caramel. Then, October rain. Walking home from a gallery opening solo. Empowered, I ducked into a coffee shop on Bleecker. There he was, Benjamin, drenched, nursing an espresso at the corner table. Thinner, shadows under his eyes, alpha scent dimmed to embers. Loose, one word, and the silence cracked. We stared across the steam-curled air. The barista's indie playlist crooning some indie folk tune about lost loves and rainy streets. Benjamin's hair stuck to his forehead. Suit jacket slung over the chair like a defeated flag. He looked wrecked. Not the polished lawyer, but the boy I'd met at that bar. Vulnerable and real. My Omega instincts flared. Protect. Soothe. Claim. But I crushed it, gripping my to-go cup like a shield. What are you doing here? My voice was ice. New York clipped. Looking for you. Every day since. He swallowed, hazel eyes pleading. Since you vanished. Vanished? I left a note. Then. On your pillow. With the ring you slipped on my finger while lying through your teeth. His jaw tightened. That alpha stubbornness flickering. It wasn't a lie. Not all of it. God. Loose. I love you. That wedding. It was real for me. I laughed. Sharp as shattered glass. Real? Like hugging your ex in the vestibule? Kissing him in the shadows while our guests toasted our future. He paled. Glancing around, the shop half empty. An old woman with a yappy dog pretending not to eavesdrop. How did you? Saw it all. Felt it in my bones. My sense spiked. Almonds sharp. Drawing a wince from him. Theo. Of all people. Your harmless roommate. Benjamin leaned forward. Voice low. It's not what you think. Theo's. He's sick. Cancer. Diagnosed last spring. Came back to me because I'm the only family he's got left. The words landed like a gut punch. Cancer. Omega. Alone. Facing that beast. My anger fractured. Pity seeping in unbidden. And you didn't think to tell me? Your fiancé. I wanted to. But you were planning the wedding. Glowing. And I didn't want to burden you. He raked a hand through his hair. Then he showed up at the rehearsal, crying, saying treatments were failing. Panicked. That hug? It was comfort. Loose. Nothing more. Comfort with lips? Texts at 2 a.m. I slid my phone across, the screenshot glaring. His face crumpled. Shit. After the kiss? No. Wait. That was a mistake. Heat of the moment. He's always been the one who got away. But you're the one who stayed. Stayed for what? To watch you unravel. Tears pricked. Hot and unwelcome. I stood, chair scraping. I can't do this. Not now. Loose. Please. Coffee. Talk. For old times. Against every screaming nerve. I sat. We talked, halting at first, then spilling like the rain outside. His firm's pressure. The alpha expectation to provide without cracking. My insecurities. Omega fragility in a world that worshipped strength. Theo's shadow loomed. Stage 3 lymphoma. Relapsed after remission. Benjamin had been funding treatments quietly. Hospital visits masked as depositions. Why him? Not me, I whispered, as the barista lit candles against the gloaming. Because you're my future. He was the past I couldn't bury. We parted with numbers unblocked. A tentative text me. I walked home soaked. Heart a war zone. Forgiveness? Or fool's gold? Days turned to tentative coffees. Then dinners at hole-in-the-wall spots in the village. Pasta at Minetta Tavern, where we'd had our third date. Benjamin opened up. Childhood in upstate Albany. Alpha dad who drank too much. Pushing him to man up. His law degree a shield, not a passion. I proposed because I saw us, house in the suburbs. Kids maybe. Adopting if heats don't cooperate. Normal. Normal's a myth, I said. Fork-twirling linguini. Especially for us. Gay alphas and omegas? We're the outliers in a world still sniffing hierarchies. He chuckled, hand brushing mine. Outliers with the best stories. Sparks reignited. Cautious. A kiss in the rain outside my studio. His mouth tasting of Chianti and hope. We tumbled inside. Clothes shedding like old skin. His knot locked us. Scents blending pure cedar reclaiming vanilla. Mine, he growled. And for the first time in months, I believed it. But doubt lingered. The thorn. Theo texted me. Apology. Unprompted. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to wreck you too. Ben's a good man. Don't let me poison that. I replied, focus on healing. We'll figure the rest. November brought chill winds off the harbor. Thanksgiving looming. Benjamin invited me to his family's traditional turkey. Aunts pinching cheeks. Come as my +1. No labels. Just us. I went, nerves jangling. His mom hugged me fierce, scenting the bond marks fading on my neck. Heard you two hit a snag. Alphas are idiots. Omegas are saints. Dad grunted approval over pie, sharing war stories from Nam, lost loves, second chances. That night, snow dusting the pines, Benjamin proposed again. Not with fanfare, a simple band, same as before, on one knee in the guest room. Redo it right? No shadows. Tears blurred. Yes. Wedding 2.0, small. Eloping style at City Hall. Riley as witness. Vows whispered. Rings exchanged under fluorescent hum. Reception. Dim sum in Chinatown. Toasting with Baijiu till dawn. Honeymoon in the Keys' white sands. Turquoise waves lapping like lullabies. We swam naked at midnight. His body shielding mine from jellyfish stings. Heat synced. Endless. His knot a anchor. Forever. Loose. Back in the city. Reality bit. Benjamin's caseload swelled. My designs won a local award. Freelance blooming. Theo stabilized, chemo easing. Art sales funding the rest. We met once. Awkward coffee. Him gaunt but grinning. Me guarded but gracious. Thanks for not hating me, he said. Life's too short, I replied, meaning it. Winter deepened. Holidays twinkling. Christmas Eve. Ice skating at Rockefeller. Benjamin catching me when I slipped. Laughter echoing. New Year's. Ball dropping. His kiss sealing resolutions. But cracks spiderwebbed. Late February. Benjamin distant again. Snaps at work. Scent sour. Just stress, he claimed. But I found clinic receipts. Not Theo's, but a suppressants for alphas. Rare and pricey. What's this? I asked, waving the paper over dinner takeout tie. Candles flickering. He sighed, rubbing temples. Nothing. Trial thing. Liar. Omega intuition roared. You're pulling away. It's not fuck. Loose. Theo's in remission. But the guilt. It's eating me. What if I can't be the alpha you need? Daddy. Not this mess. Then talk to me. Not doctors. Hurt flared. Or is there someone else? Again, his eyes flashed. You think I'd, after everything? You're paranoid. Paranoid? Or pattern recognizing? Voices rose. Neighbors thumping walls. Silence fell. Heavy. He stormed out. Door slamming. I curled on the couch. Our new place in Park Slope. Brownstone charm we'd painted together. Phone silent. Dawn brought hangover regrets. His text. At the office. Sorry. Weeks of tiptoeing. Therapy couples now. A beta counselor with no bullshit. Communications you're not, she said. We nodded less. Touches tentative. Spring bloomed. Cherry blossoms in the botanic garden. Date night. Picnic under petals. Wine loosening tongues. I love you, he said, feeding me strawberries. Scars and all. Forgive me, I asked, tracing his jaw. Always. Summer returned. Anniversary nearing. Benjamin planned a surprise. Weekend in the Hamptons. His firm's perk. We drove the Long Island Expressway. Windows down. Springsteen blasting. Beach house. Weathered shingles. Waves crashing like applause. First night. Bonfire on the sand. Stars wheeling overhead. He pulled a box from the cooler, velvet. Small. Not a ring. A promise. Inside. Matching pendants. Silver waves etched with our sense notes. Cedar leaf. Vanilla pod. To weather storms. Tears. We made love on a blanket. Salt on skin. Is not deep and sure. Dawn found us tangled. Whispering dreams. Travel. Maybe a pup via surrogate. But paradise fractures. Morning swim. Riptide pulling. Benjamin dove after me. Strong arms hauling to shore. Gasping. I clung. Don't let go. Never. Back in the city. Bliss lingered until the call. July heat wave. My studio AC sputtering. Benjamin's phone rang during dinner. Unknown number. He stepped out. I eavesdropped. Omega ears sharp. Can't keep covering. The firm's watching. Pause. Theo. No. My blood iced. Covering. I confronted post-call. Plate clattering. What's he into? Drugs? Debts? Benjamin deflated. Gambling. Relapsed after diagnosis. Owed sharks. I paid to protect him. Us? Us? Or your guilt? Rage boiled. How much? Enough to tank savings. The suppressants? For me to dull the stress. Keep from nodding out in court. Betrayal fresh. Sharper. You chose him. Again. It's not. Save it. I packed a bag. Crashing at Riley's. Fix it. Or we're done. Weeks of radio silence. He texted progress. Debts cleared. Theo in rehab, Vegas this time. No more cards. Therapy solo. Alpha groups for codependency. I dated casually. A beta barista. Sweet but scentless. Guilt gnawed. Benjamin haunted dreams. August storm. Blackout across Brooklyn. Power out. Candles guttering. Doorbell hymn. Soaked. Ice stormy. I fixed it. All of it. But I can't fix us without you. Thunder rumbled. Pulled him in. Lips crashing. Clothes shed in the hall. Bodies slamming against walls. His knot locked us on the rug. Desperate. Reclaiming. Yours, he gasped. Only. Storm passed, we rebuilt. Fall leaves crunched under tentative steps. Couples counseling. Date nights enforced. Thanksgiving, just us. Turkey burned but laughter real. By Christmas, pendants gleamed. Ready for round 3? He joked. No ring, just us. Every day, I said. But life tests. January chill. Theo out of rehab. Clean. Grateful. Coffee trio awkward. Healing. I was the storm, he admitted. You too? The shore. February. Promotion for me. Gallery show. Benjamin's firm case won. Headlines praising the alpha who bends for justice. Spring equinox. Central Park run. Breath sinking. Kids? He broached. Casual. Surrogate. Or adoption. Our pack. Summer solstice. 1 year from hell. Rooftop bar, same as our meet cute. Toasts to survival. Yet, under stars, doubt whispered. Was it enough? Or just another knot? Temporary? The summer of our second chance sweltered like a fever dream. New York's concrete radiating heat that mirrored the slow burn rebuilding between Benjamin and me. We moved back into the park slope brownstone. Walls repainted a soft sage to banish ghosts. Mornings started with coffee on the stoop. His arm around my waist. Watching dog walkers and joggers blur by. This is us, he'd say. Kissing my temple. His cedar scent grounding like roots. But roots twist underground. Unseen pressures coiling. My gallery show in July drew crowds. Abstracts inspired by fracture and mend. Swirling colors of storm blue and healing gold. Critics called it visceral. Omegas nodding in quiet recognition. Benjamin swelled with pride. Buying out half the prints for his office. My Omega's a genius, he told colleagues. Hand possessive on my lower back at the opening. Theo even came. Sober 6 months. His own exhibit postponed for personal growth. We hugged brief. Sense neutral. Proud of you. Lucas, he said. Eyes clear. No shadows. Success bred momentum. August. We road-tripped the Pacific Coast Highway. Wait. No. Stayed domestic. Route 66 echoes via Amtrak to Chicago. Then rental car west. Deserts blurred. Motels with neon signs flickering like old movie reels. In a Taos adobe, under star-pricked skies, we talked futures. Pop, Benjamin ventured, fingers tracing my hip as thunder rumbled distant. Scared, I admitted, Omega fears bubbling, claiming the vulnerability. What if I'm not enough? He pulled me atop. Ice fierce. You're everything. We'd adopt first. Test the waters. Or surrogate. Pick a donor who looks like you. All cheekbones and fire. Laughter eased the knot in my chest. His body followed. Slow and worshipful. Not swelling with intent. Hours, he murmured, sealing it. Back east. September brought routine. My firm gig solidifying. His caseload a beast but managed. Couples therapy tapered. You're not in communication now, our counselor quipped. Date nights. Jazz at Blue Note. His hand in mine. Swaying to Coltrane like no one watched. But autumn winds carried whispers. Benjamin's phone buzzed more. Clients, he said. Late nights at the office stretched. I trusted. Mostly. One October Eve. Prepping pasta in our kitchen, farmer's market basil. His specialty. His key turned early. Unusual. He entered. Tie loose. Carrying lilies. My favorite. Fragrant and innocent. For you, he said, burying his face in my neck. Missed this. We ate by candlelight. Wine loosening limbs. Upstairs. Love-making tender. His alpha rumbles vibrating through me. Post-knot haze. He dozed. I scrolled his phone. Habit broken, but curiosity a itch. A text. Unread. From unknown. Tonight was perfect. Don't tell L. Our secret. Heart stuttered. Timestamp. 2 hours ago. I shook him awake. Screen glowing accusatory. Who the fuck is this? Benjamin blinked. Groggy to guarded. What? Loose. It's our secret? While you're nodding me. Voice rose. Scent souring the air. He sat up, rubbing eyes. A client. Flirty one. Nothing happened. Lilies? Early home? Smells like cover. Jesus. Paranoia again. Alpha edge sharpened. I came home to you. That's the point. Prove it. Challenge hung. Bro. He grabbed his phone. Dialing speaker. Rang twice, voicemail. See? Nothing. But doubt festered. A canker. Days passed in frost. Polite breakfasts. Separate beds. I dove into work. Designs for a queer nonprofit. Channeling hurt into pixels. Riley noticed. Dragging me to a Hell's Kitchen drag brunch. Spill. Bitch. Your vibe's off. Over mimosas and shade. I confessed. He rolled eyes. Alphas. Test him. Trap question. That night. Casual. Remember that case? The flirty client. Benjamin paused. Fork midway. Yeah. Who was it? A beat too long. Marketing exec. Beta. Pushy emails. Not unknown number. Silence screamed again. I left the table. Bag packed. I need air. Couch at Riley's. Lumpy, but safe. Texts flooded. Come home. Please. Let's talk. Morning brought coffee delivery, his peace offering. Note, I fucked up. The client? Is Theo's sponsor. Anonymous AA thing. He texted post-meeting. Grateful. I deleted the thread. Didn't want drama. Plausible. Forgivable? I returned. Wary. No more secrets. Swear. Winter holidays tested. His family cabin in the Adirondacks snowshoeing. Fireside cocoa spiked with bourbon. Aunts teased pups again. We deflected with soon. New Year's Eve. Times Square crush watched from afar. Thank God. His kiss under confetti. Clean slate. January thawed us. Therapy reboot. Boundaries, counselor stressed. Benjamin opened a joint app for sense, tracking heats, stresses, transparently. Creepy? We're caring. We laughed it off. But it worked. February chill. Valentine's at Gramercy Tavern. Oysters and whispers. He gifted a sketchbook, leather-bound, for your next chapter. I drew us intertwined, unfractured. Spring equinox, decision time. Adoption seminar in Queens, agencies for queer families. Stories of rainbow nurseries. We could, Benjamin said, hand squeezing mine. Excitement flickered, tentative. May Day, parade in the village. Us marching with the firm's float, rainbows on cheeks. That night, post-party haze, nodding on the fire escape, city humming below. Family, he growled. Summer solstice approached, anniversary of reconciliation. Benjamin hinted big, pack for heat wave, surprise, Napa Valley, wine country escape. Flights bumpy, but landing soft, vineyards rolling like green waves, air thick with earth and ferment. Vineyard tour, tastings blurring into giggles. Sunset hot air balloon, us aloft, basket swaying, world tiny below. Marry me, he said again. No ring, just words, wind whipping. Not ceremony. Soul deep. Yes, I breathed, pulling him down to the basket floor, bodies urgent against wicker. Not locked as clouds swallowed us, sense soaring. Back home, bliss plateaued. July heat peaked. My heat hit early, vicious. Benjamin cared for me, cool cloths, nesting blankets, his presence a balm. Post-fever, sated, I confessed, want the pup now. Application, his grin lit the room. Let's, agency paperwork, home visits, interviews. Social worker, a no-nonsense lesbian alpha. You two? Solid. Sense sync like pros. August match. Baby boy. Omega. 3 days old. Mom a teen beta. Placement immediate. Hospital room sterile. But his tiny fist gripped my finger, mine. Naming, Elias Reedhale. Homecoming parade. Riley with balloons. Neighbors cooing. Nights blurred feedings. Diapers. Benjamin's alpha protectiveness in overdrive. Our pack, he'd murmur, rocking Eli while I sketched. Fall foliage framed our new normal. Pumpkin patches. Eli in a carrier, gurgling at leaves. Thanksgiving extended family. Toasts to the little knot, but shadows lengthen. November gray. Benjamin's firm scandal. Client embezzlement. His name dragged. Stress sense soured. Nights short. One eve. Eli colicky. Me exhausted. Benjamin snapped. Can't you soothe him? Your omega thing. Hurt sliced. My thing? He's ours. Sorry. Muttered. But damage lingered. Apology sex mechanical. Not hasty. December twinkled. But tension hummed. Holiday party. Firm gala. Me in velvet. Eli with sitter. Benjamin schmoozed. But his eyes distant. Scanning. Bathroom break. Mirror reflection. A stranger. Tired eyes. Bond mark faded. Scent check off. Like wilted flowers. Back. Laughter hollow. Then, across the ballroom, him. Theo. Tucks sharp. Arm linked with a tall beta. Date? Or more. Their eyes met Benjamin's. A nod. Charged. Jealousy spiked. Irrational. Later. Cab home. Theo's sponsor clean? Benjamin shifted. Yeah. Why? Saw him. Looked cozy. A pause. Too long. Just hellos. Past is past. Winter solstice. Eli's first Christmas. Tree aglow. Gifts unwrapped. But my present, a custom watch, sat heavy. Thanks, I said, forcing cheer. New Year's. Quiet. Just us three. Ball drop on TV. Kiss soft. But his phone buzzed, silenced. Ignored? No. Pocketed quick. January frost. Agency check-in glowing. But home chilled. Therapy. Resentments creeping. Counselor warned. February. Eli's 6 months. Rolling over. Toothless grins. Joy anchor. But Benjamin withdrew. Gym obsessions. Alpha maintenance. March winds. Confrontation brewing. I found emails, Theo's sponsor program. But replies intimate. Miss our talks. You get me. Not debts. Emotional. Again. I hurled the laptop. Eli napping nearby. Benjamin's face ashen. Innocent. He's struggling. I listen. Listen with your not. Voice broke. Or heart. It's you. Loose. Always. But lies erode. April showers. I moved to Riley's. Eli in tow. Space. I texted. For real this time. Weeks gutted me, single dad Omega. Designs faltering. Nights rocking Eli to sleep with lullabies of what-ifs. Benjamin visited. Ice hollow. Playing dad but sent screaming loss. May mediation. No divorce yet. Counseling or custody, I said. He agreed. Desperate. Summer teased. But our heat wave scorched. Eli's first beach day. Coney Island. Waves lapping. Him giggling in the sand. Benjamin built castles. Us co-parenting awkward but tender. July 4th. Fireworks over the East River. Eli on my lap. Benjamin beside. Fight for us? He whispered. Prove it. He did therapy thrice weekly. Sponsor of his own for enabling. Theo distanced. New life in LA. Art blooming. August. Reconciliation tentative. Bed sharing. No nodding, trust rebuild slow. September equinox. Eli's first steps. Wobbling to Benjamin's arms. Tears. Hugs. Sense pure. October harvest. Agency praised stability. Full adoption soon. November 1-year post-match. Cabin getaway Adirondacks again. Eli bundled. Snowshoeing. Him in a sled. Us pulling. Fireside stories. His head on my shoulder. But climax crests. December Eve. Holiday lights twinkling. Eli asleep. Benjamin's phone chirps. Theo, relapse. Need you. Flying in. The scream. Silent. Seismic returned. The text glowed like a flare in the dim living room. Christmas tree lights casting bloody reds on Benjamin's face as he fumbled to silence it. Eli's baby monitor hummed soft breaths from upstairs, oblivious to the quake. My heart jackhammered. Omega flight instinct screaming run with the pup. But I rooted. Voice a whip. Answer it. Loose. It's nothing. Theo's just. Relapse? Flying in? To you. Words venom-laced. Scent flooding the room. Almonds sharp enough to choke. Benjamin's alpha comm cracked. Nostrils flaring at the distress pheromones. He's spiraling. Pills this time. Not cards. Called from LAX. I didn't ask him to come. He stood, hands placating, but his eyes darted to the door like guilt personified. You never do. Yet here we are, third strike. Then. Homewrecker by proxy. I snatched the phone, thumbing reply before he lunged. Stay in LA. We're done helping. Get a real sponsor. Sent. Blocked. His gasp was audible. You can't, he's family. Our family? Eli? Me? Tears hot. Tracking salt. Or your white knight complex. Saving the broken omega while I play happy homemaker. He deflated onto the couch. Head in hands. It's not that. God. Loose. After everything, the wedding, the debts, the emotional shit, it's habit. He pulls. Push back. But you're my choice. Choices have consequences. Paste. Rug bunching under feet. Mind reeling through montages. Wedding petals. Napa balloons. Eli's first cry. All ash now. Pack a bag. Guest room. Or out. He nodded. Broken. Upstairs shuffle. Zipper rasps. Eli stirred. I soothed him back, rocking in the glider, his milky scent a balm against rage. Benjamin bunked down below. Silence a chasm. Dawn grayed the windows, coffee brewing bitter. No words over mugs, just functional. I'll handle work. You take Eli to daycare. His voice hollow. Alpha pride stripped. Days dragged. Co-parenting a minefield. Drop-offs awkward. Pickups strained. Riley hosted divorce brunch. Mimosas. Vent sessions. Cut the cord. Loose. Alphas like him. Saviors till they ain't. Therapy solo. Counselor's office warm with sage smudge. Her beta steadiness anchoring. Boundaries aren't walls. They're gates. Who's guarding yours? I journaled furious scrawls of betrayals. Then softer strokes. Eli's dimples. Design dreams deferred for diapers. Want more? I told the page. Deserve more. Benjamin tried. Flowers daily. Lilies nixed. Daisies instead. Notes in Eli's bag. Miss you both. Week 3. Intervention his mom called. Voice thick upstate twang. He's a mess. Huh? Therapy. AA for enablers. Swears it's over with that boy. Third time's the charm? I snapped, but softened. Give him time. Us too. Christmas loomed. Twinkling farce. We did it for Eli, tree trimming, his chubby hands smearing ornaments. Benjamin's laugh forced at first, then real when Eli toppled the star. Gifts, blocks for him, a locket for me, our scents infused, tiny vials. Hope, he whispered, clasping it. I wore it, wary. New Year's. Quiet, balloon drop on TV. No kiss, just cheers, Eli waving a noisemaker. Resolution. Heal or end. January freeze. Agency visit postponed. Tension sense. Social worker noted. Benjamin doubled down. Sponsor meetings. Firm mandated leave for personal. He cooked. Burnt roasts improving, bathed Eli. Read bedtime tales with gravelly voices. Sparks flickered. One snowed-in night. Power out. Candles guttering. Huddled under blankets. Eli between. Stories shared. His Albany winters. My Jersey summers. Laughter bridged. February thaw. Valentine's tentative. Picnic in the living room. Fort of pillows. Oysters on saltines. His eyes soft. Fight for this. Still fighting, I admitted. March winds. Eli's first word. Duh. To Benjamin. melting ice. Park playdates, us pushing swings, glances lingering. April showers, therapy joint again. Progress, counselor beamed. Now, recommit. We did vows renewed. No altar. Kitchen table, hands clasped. Forsaking all others, he echoed, tears salting. May blooms, full adoption finalized. Courtroom sterile, but judge's gavel sweet, Elias hours. Legally, eternally. Summer hummed, cautious joy. Beach days, Eli splashing, Benjamin's arms around us both. Pack, he said one July dawn. Weekend away. No phones. The Berkshires. Rolling hills. B&B with clawfoot tubs. Hikes through ferns. Eli in backpack carrier. Babbling. Evenings. Porch rockers. Wine. Stars. One night. Post-bedtime. Hot tub steam rising. Want another? He murmured. Hand on my flat belly. Surrogate. Heart flipped. Omega longing deep. Or carry. If you're ready. Tears mixed with bubbles. We tangled in the water. Not urgent. Reclaiming raw. Yes. Fall harvest. Consults with clinics. Donor hunts. Alpha traits cherry-picked. Benjamin's hazel eyes. My curls. Injections started. Hormones a roller coaster. Mornings nauseous. Evenings nested. Benjamin's care alpha perfect. Ginger tea. Foot rubs. Thanksgiving, bellies full. Eli toddling. Turkey tails. His family toasting, growing the Halereed clan. December magic. Light strung. Eli's awe at ornaments. Holiday card. Family portrait. Us three, soon four. But storms brew. January. Theo's email. Forwarded by Benjamin. Transparent vow. Impatient again. LA facility. Thought you'd want to know closure. I read. Deleted. Good for him, I said. Benjamin nodded. Relief palpable. February. Valentine's ultrasound. Tiny heartbeat. Flutter like Morse. Here. Joy crested. Dinner at Per Se. Champagne non-alcoholic. Our miracle, he toasted. March. Eli's second birthday park party. Cake smeared on cheeks. Swings. Laughter. Benjamin chasing bubbles. April. Second trimester glow. Belly rounding. Designs poured nursery murals. Whimsical forests. May baby shower. Riley emceeing drag style. Gifts piled. Toasts teary. June heat. Full term looming. Nesting frenzy, crib assembled. Onesies folded. Benjamin's leave prepped. Firm supportive. July 4th. Backyard barbecue. Eli waving sparklers. Belly taut. Fireworks boomed. Contractions teased. False alarms. August. Eli starting daycare. Me waddling to meetings. Benjamin's hand constant on the bump. Whispering to the kick. September equinox. Harvest moon full. Pains sharpened, labor early. Hospital rush. Brooklyn traffic a blur. Breathe, he coached. Sweat beading. Delivery marathon 20 hours. Screams echoing halls. Push. Pant. Curse alphas. Then cry. Piercing. Girl. Beta. Pink and furious. Naming. Nora. Light after dark. Homecoming haze. Eli peering at sister. Curious sniffs. Nights fragmented. But Benjamin tag-teamed diapers. Burps. His alpha calm a rock. October chill. Park walks. Double stroller. Leaves crunching. Nora's coos. Eli's chatter pack complete. November. 1 year post-text. Cabin retreat. Babes bundled. Fireside. Benjamin's arm heavy. We made it. Barely. I teased. But meant miracle. December. Holidays doubled. Twins in matching jammies. Tree chaos. Cards sent. For strong. Winter solstice. Solstice ritual. Candles lit for growth. His kiss deep. Forever. Through every scream. Spring equinox approached. But doubt, vanquished. Or dormant. The Berkshire's spring unfurled like a promise kept. Lilacs heavy on the breeze. Nora's first smile crinkling her button nose as we picnicked under maples. Eli chased butterflies, pudgy legs pumping, while Benjamin snapped photos, his laugh booming genuine, unshadowed. 2 years since that damning text. Our pack had thickened. Me freelancing full-time now. Murals commissioned for queer youth centers. Him partner track at the firm. Specializing in Omega rights cases, irony not lost. Redemption earned. Look at us, he'd say. Surveying the blanket chaos. Nora gnawing a teething ring. From wedding wreckage to this. Wreckage. The word lingered. A scar itch. But scars toughen. And ours had. Theo faded to footnote. Last we'd heard. Gallery in Santa Fe. Sober sponsor himself. A card at Nora's birth. Light for your lights. Grateful. Summer solstice. Beach bonfire in the Keys. Redux of our honeymoon but amplified. Kids roasting marshmallows, Eli's charred. Nora gumless gumming. Waves a lullaby. Benjamin pulled me aside. Toes in surf. Bioluminescent plankton glowing like fallen stars. Another? He murmured. Hand low on my belly. Empty, but hopeful. Surrogate round 2? Or adopt again? Laughter bubbled. Omega E's settling post-birth. Whatever. Just more life. Not that night in the bungalow. Urgent and affirming. Sense a symphony cedar. Vanilla. Now laced with baby powder and sea salt from the kids. Fall painted the city gold. Eli's preschool start. Nora crawling commando. My exhibit at MoMA PS1. Fractured vows. Omegaverse reclaimed. Drew lines. Critics praising raw humanism in Alpha-Omega dynamics. Benjamin beamed from the front row. Babes on his lap. His firm donating proceeds to send trauma support. November gray. Agency inquiry for a sibling match. Toddler girl. Alpha. From foster limbo. Home visit. Social worker nodding at our nursery murals. Eli's drawings pinned proud. Ready, she deemed. December twinkled double. Hanukkah candles for my half-Jewish roots. Christmas tree with ornaments from every milestone, wedding redo. Eli's handprint. Nora's first curl. Family swelled. His folks road-tripping down. My dad FaceTiming from Jersey. Stories of his own wild youth as a wandering beta. New Year's. Rooftop party. Kids in PJs. Ball drop cheers. Benjamin's toast. To screams, silent and sung. That built us. January frost. Match confirmed. Little Alpha. Mira. Fierce eyes. Tuft of black hair. Placement day. Court tears. Her tiny hand in mine. Eli bossed big bro. Nora babbled welcome. Nights wild 4 under 5. Chaos choir, but Benjamin's shifts synced. His alpha energy boundless. Spring equinox. Park cherry blossoms. Myra's first steps toward us. Wobbly but sure. Picnic redux. Blankets sprawling. Full house, I said. Nora on hip, Eli and Mira tussling leaves. Benjamin's eyes softened, hazel depths clear. Hours. Summer hummed fuller. Coney Island days. Strollers in tow. Cotton candy sticky hugs. My book deal. Memoir sketches. Silent screams. A gay Omega's American reckoning. Inked. Deadline a thrill. August heat. Firm retreat. Benjamin keynoting on intersectional scent justice. I tagged. Kids in tow pool splashes. Networking chats with power Omegas. Theo's name surfaced once. Casual. Heard he's engaged. Beta artist. No sting, just nod. Past. September. School jitters. Eli's backpack comically large. Drop-off tears, his, mine, pick-up hugs healed. October harvest. Pumpkin patch. Hair rides. Myra's squeals at goats. Bonfire stories. Our wedding tale sanitized for tots. Daddy saw a hug and learned about hearts. Laughter around flames. Nora dozing on Benjamin's chest. November. Thanksgiving potluck with Riley's crew. Queer chosen family. Tables groaning turkey. Tofurkey. Tales taller than ever. December solstice. Ritual evolved. Candles for each kid. Wishes whispered. Myra's turn. Pack. Echoed all. But life arcs. Not lines. January. My book tour kicks Boston, Chicago, LA. Benjamin holds fort. FaceTimes nightly. Mira said mama today. Eli's plotting world domination. February. Valentine's cascade. Cards from kids. Oysters for us post-bedtime. Ultrasound? No, but dreams of 5. March. Exhibit extension. Crowd swelling. One night. Post-signing. Hotel bar. Solo leg. A fan approaches young Omega. Eyes wide. Your story. Saved me. My alpha cheated. I thought silence was weakness. I hugged him, scenting resolve. It's your loudest strength. April showers, home. Rain lashing windows. Benjamin's case wraps. Landmark win. Omega whistleblower vindicated. Celebration dinner. Dim sum. Toasts clinking. May Myra's adoption final. Cake smashed in glee. June pride. Float marching. Kids waving rainbows. Us arm in arm, survivors. Symbols. July heat. Beach week. Extended fam. Waves. Sandcastles. Nora's first swim flailing. Fearless. August. Book launch party. Rooftop. Same as our meet. Speeches heartfelt. Benjamin's. To the man who turned my scream to song. Kiss under strings. Kids dancing barefoot. September. School year 2. Eli reading primers. Mira potty training triumphs. October. Harvest moon hike. Babes backpacked. Stars our map. November. Election night. Tensions high. Queer rights ballot. We vote early. Pack huddled. Win bittersweet. December. Holidays epic. Lights tour. Eli's school play, Shepherd. Adorable. Solstice circle. Gratitudes shared. Mine, you. Them. Us. New Year's dawn. Resolutions retired. Just presence. Years blurred forward. Eli's braces. Nora's ballet. Myra's soccer goals. My book stacked shelves. TED Talk viral. Silence as revolution. Benjamin's gray at temples. Mine curls silvering. Alpha steady. Omega fierce. Climax? Not one storm, but the quiet thunder of endurance. Betrayal's echo? Faint. Lesson learned. One June Eve. Pride decade on. Rooftop redux. Kids grown-ish. Teens now, Eli out as bi. Nora questioning. Mira fierce ally. Hands clasped. City pulsing below. On this day, Benjamin toasts. Eyes locked. I hugged wrong. But found right. Laughter. Tears. Silence. Our symphony. Humanity's core. Flawed loves mending. Pacts forged in fire. American dream. Not picket fences. But resilient hearts. Sense entwined against odds. And in that, grace.